You send it to Catherine.
Hello, 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 and welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome in, welcome in. Hello, all, hello, all. Hello, good evening, and welcome. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can put it in the chat. We'll be happy to answer your questions for you. And I have my girl Beverly on here.
Hi, everyone. This is
There,
Beverly
there's
with
Michelle.
Preferred Real Estate Brokers.
Okay.
And I'm
Michelle,
a
can you hear me, Michelle?
All right.
There you
Hello.
go.
Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind. Hello, I'm
Hey,
here.
Michelle.
How are
Hey,
you?
welcome, 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 welcome in. You're on live, okay? 5:58. You're on live. So welcome in. We're waiting to see who's gonna, if anyone has any questions or anything like that. Michelle, I can't see your face.
I know I'm trying to fix it here. Let's see. Meow. Why is it not showing? Oh, wait a minute. I think maybe this is on. Please be it.
So welcome everyone.
There we
If
are.
you're in
There we are.
you're in listening mood, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have any question, put it in the chat, girl. I love that color on you, girl. Looks
Thank
nice.
you.
Wow,
Thank
I'm
you.
loving the color.
Yes,
Beautiful.
I
Yeah,
like
girl.
that
You got
too.
it going on,
You look
girl.
like Michelle Obama now.
Yes, you look like Michelle Obama,
Oh
girl.
my God, you guys are funny. How's it going over there, guys? How's
It's
it been?
going great. It's going
Yeah.
great. It's the last month of the year, and we're doing our last podcast. And next year, we got some great lineup that we're going to be doing this once a month. And we're going to talk about some great topic. I got some great topics out there. I'm going to be inviting guests and guest speakers and all kinds of stuff. So I know I was slacking off for a little while on doing this, but something says, hey, I need to get this going again. So I got
Yeah.
it going again. Today, we're going to be talking about finding the money, down payment assistance, Hometown Heroes program, because we're getting you ready, guys. We're getting you ready for next year. Okay, we want to get as many people in houses or homes as much as possible. I'm your girl, Viv Cunningham, with Preferred Real Estate Brokers, selling the American dream here in Central Florida. I am so excited. I'm so excited for next year. I got so much that's going to be going on for next year. I'm so excited. So this year was a lot of training and things like that. I'm going to be taking on the association president of Lake and Sumter County next year, next year, next year. So I'm all excited about it. But I think I got my stuff ready and in order and stuff like that. But I'm going to introduce my girl Michelle and my girl Beverly. Go ahead, guys, and just introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in real estate, what kind of work you do, and things like that.
Go ahead, Michelle.
All right, I was going to defer to you, but not a problem. Welcome, welcome everyone. As Viv said, so good to be here. Good to see both Viv and Bev. We've been doing this intermittently for the last over a year now, so it's always good to be on a panel with you lovely ladies. My name, as Viv said, is Michelle Young. I am a mortgage loan originator with Homecomings Mortgage and Equity. I've been doing the MLO, mortgage loan origination gig, for about 3 years. I've known Viv, one of my favorite real estate partners, for, oh my gosh, is that, yeah, about 3 years now too, I think,
About
Viv.
three
Yeah, it's
years,
going on
about
3
three
years. We
years.
work together, putting people in homes, as she said, and finding them money, down payment assistance, to live the American dream. Very passionate about educating the public in home ownership and how to build generational wealth through real estate.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh, well said, Michelle.
Okay, Beverly, you're up, girl. You're up.
Yeah, I'm Beverly, and I'm with Preferred Real Estate Brokers. I am an associate with Viv, and I'm with Rolfs, and Viv will be the president next year. I'm just looking forward to that because I know there's a lot to learn, and she will impart her knowledge to me, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to meet a lot of you, ladies and gents who are looking for homes. We can, with our knowledge, we can make the market move. So welcome, and please, please contact us. Any questions you have, we are happy to answer for you. Thank you.
Okay, all
Absolutely,
right. So
yes.
we're just gonna jump right in. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Michelle, we're just going to jump right in. So Michelle and I was introducing ourselves. So we are here to learn today. Today we got a lot going on and we're here to learn. This is Michelle and I contact information. So you can start your journey with us. Home ownership is for all. It's not just for one person, it's for everyone. And my coach always says everyone needs someplace to live. So this is our contact information here. If you are looking to contact us and get into some home, we got a lot of great things that's going on here. We got a lot of great things that's going on in real estate. So we're just going to jump right in. And as we go along, Michelle is going to be talking, and I'm going to be also talking as well, but Michelle is going to be doing quite a bit of talking and explaining some of the different things, some of the different programs that is going on. But this is our contact information here. So we look forward to you contacting us. Okay. Hang on. I think I need to go back to the beginning on this one. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Unlocking the down payment assistance, your path to home ownership. Michelle, take it away.
Well,
Okay,
awesome,
so
awesome. Well, thank you,
your
Viv,
first
for that.
slide is going to be about rent versus
Ownership.
ownership. So go ahead and take it away, Michelle, and explain all of that, and then we'll chat a little bit about it.
Okay, thank you for that exciting introduction, Viv. Now, this is just a snapshot of where your rent payments are going, where that could be going. What are you paying that's being thrown out the window? It's just a snapshot of, let's say, for example, let's just take the first line item there. If you're paying $1,800 a month for rent, that sounds about right too. For what, maybe a two-bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
maybe
Mm-hmm.
a two-bedroom in Orange County here. So I live in Lake County. I think that's about right, $1,800 to $2,000
Yep.
a month in rent. After 3 years, guys, of paying $1,800 a month, you're paying almost $55,000.
That's
When you
amazing.
look at it that way, it's like, oh my God, I'm really throwing my money out the window. And let's just jump after 5 years, well over $100,000. And at the last mark there, almost $130,000. What we're trying to get to see renters to see is that you're throwing your money away. Because when you leave that apartment, guess what? You're going to get maybe back, you're going to get probably your deposit back, if that, which is probably what, 1 or 2 months of the rent.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take, if you're paying $1,800, you're gonna get less than 4 grand back. And if you've lived in that home or that apartment for 5 years, you've paid well over $100,000. Just jump up a little bit more. Some people are paying $3,400. You go all the way down there. I've heard that is not a strange number to pay for rent. Some people are paying $3,400 for maybe a 3-bedroom, 3-bath apartment. In just 3 years, you're paying well over 100,000, and at the end of 6 years, almost $250,000.
Oh my gosh, you could buy a house cash for that price,
You can
Michelle.
buy a house
Wow.
cash for that. Yes, that is so right. So what we're trying to get people to see out here in social media land is that we don't want you to throw your money away. When you see the numbers like this, it's like an eye opener. And so you could be taking that money and putting it into your own home that will build equity so that it's your money. You see a return. For example, I bought my home in Lake County 3.5 years ago. And right now, today, in less than 4 years, I have about $200,000 worth of equity. So if I were to sell the home today, would I see that full amount? No, because you got to sell and pay, all the fees, to the seller agent and et cetera, and the buyer's agent and all the fees, et cetera. And so maybe I would see over 100,000, definitely for sure. So what we're trying to show is that you're throwing your money away, folks, when you are renting. We want you to stop renting. And I have to give kudos to the cowboy of real estate in Illinois, he always says that everyone is paying a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is paying a mortgage, but if you're renting, it's just not yours.
That's
Your
right,
it's your
exactly.
landlord's.
Everybody's paying a mortgage. But
Right. It's
Michelle,
your
look at
landlord's.
after 6 years, how
Yes.
much money if you were paying 3,400, you're paying over 200, almost $245,000. Wow. It's like,
Yes.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Like,
it's
what are you
it's
thinking about people?
it's mind blowing. I mean, just to see that on paper, and we all know people that have been renting for 5, 10,
10, 15,
15,
20,
20
30 years.
years
Yeah.
or 30 years. And definitely, that would have been a home that would be paid for by now. So we want everyone, okay, let's not cry over spilled milk. We're
Hmm.
going into a new year, right?
Hmm.
And so we want everyone to have a new outlook on life and look at home ownership with a new lens. We want to get you out from renting and putting a plan in place and what that looks like. The number one hindrance, if you will, to home ownership is typically what, guys?
Down payment.
Yes, yes. Down payment and closing costs. Housing, Florida Housing Finance Corporation, Mark Pease at the NAMBA conference earlier this year shared that basically it's people have a great credit score in the 700s actually, but it's
Hmm.
the down payment assistance, or excuse
Yeah.
me, the down payment
Down payment.
cost and the closing cost that is a hindrance. So we want to just share and take away that fear, guys, that don't fret. There is money available. So we're just going to talk a little bit about down payment assistance that's out there and just go over just step by step so you can have a plan, a path on what you need to do. But before we just kind of delve into the down payment assistance, I want to give Viv a shout out because whether you're buying a house now or next year, or whether you need down payment assistance or not, maybe you don't need down payment assistance. Maybe you came into a slew of money, aunt, rich aunt died, and you've got, some inheritance or something like that. But whether or not you need down payment assistance, it's really, really a great idea to take the first time home buyer or home counseling course. Viv is actually one of the instructors that she's been with Orange County for a long time with what is the name of the agency, Viv, that you teach the home buyers class through? I think you're
Education
meeting.
and Alliance class.
I'm sorry, say that again, Viv.
The Home Buyers Education and Alliance class.
Right, and the agency that's sponsored by is what's the name of the agency?
HEA.
HEA, right.
Yeah.
So HEA, you can go to HEA, and Viv can put that in the
Yep.
chat later on.
Hmm.
But it's an agency that offers home buyer classes for free for those that live in Orange County. And also HUD.gov, the Housing Urban Development website, will give you information too, because we may have some people listening that aren't in Florida, but anywhere in the nation where you can take home buyer classes for free or for a nominal cost. Usually it can be done online or in person, but I would strongly suggest that everyone take a class so you gives you a good review of what to expect during the home purchase journey. So down payment assistance. So after you take your class and your eyes have been, or your mind has been enlightened on what the home path journey is and what to expect as a first-time home buyer, or if you need a refresher, let's say you need the down payment assistance. It's important to know that all down payment assistance programs are not created equal. There's a plethora of programs out there at the federal level, the city level, the state level, and the county level. So there is money to be had, money to be found. So each of them, as I mentioned, are not created equal. So each of them of these down payment assistance programs will have a different set of criteria, but typically they use five major items that for eligibility requirements. So we need to determine, what you're eligible for. And it's my job as a lender to find you that eligible loan program in the state or in the county or the city that you are wanting to live in. And, once, we find out or narrow that down, we'll look at, there may be 3 or 4 programs that come to mind, down payment assistance programs, and we're going to find out, which one best suits you and which one will give you the most bang, for your buck. So
Mhm.
you have to, yes, you have to qualify. So Viv has here in this next slide, this everyday heroes who qualifies. As I mentioned, there are a plethora of down payment assistance programs. The most popular one that people know about in the state of Florida is the Florida Hometown Heroes program, which currently is out of money, or the money it will be refunded, or in the next, I guess, next year sometime.
It
Um,
will be, because I'm
yeah,
sure the governor is going to refund that because he saw that how successful it was. So when we go to Tallahassee, we'll make sure we're going to ask him, hey, is this going to be refunded again? So I think when I talked to someone, I think they said he already, I think, had it in the budget already. So hopefully
awesome,
get
awesome.
it
Because the
refunded.
money does go really, really fast. I believe they funded it since its inception, maybe 3 times, and it goes in a matter of months. But not to fret, because as mentioned, there's other programs. But just to give you a little bit about Florida Hometown Heroes, because we're looking at Outlook of 25, so the money will be available in 2025. Hometown Heroes is actually no longer for just the heroes. When it was first rolled out, it was for specific occupations like teachers, firemen, etc. But now it's open to everyone in the state of Florida, basically. If you work for, reside in Florida and your employer is a Florida-based company, you're basically eligible. And if you're working full time, which is 35 hours a week, so not 40. So that was tweaked too. So every year they're doing tweaking with Florida Hometown Heroes to make it more appealing to and available to more of the residents here in the state of Florida. The maximum is $35,000. And and how that is determined, because everyone does not just get the blanket, $35,000 available. They'll take 5% of the loan amount of the home, or $35,000, whichever is less. So for example, if you found a home, your loan amount is 300,000, 5% of that is 15,000. So 15,000 or of the lesser amount of 35,000. So if you're eligible, you would get the $15,000. That's pretty much, how that works there. So at one time, it's good to put that on there, Viv. That's excellent information. Heroes are still our teachers, and our firemen and policemen, etc. But now it is open to all Florida residents, and if they're working for an employer that's based out of Florida. So that is great news, right?
That is awesome, man. Because I
That is
mean,
great
I have
news.
known so many people that got that money, and it really helped them. So,
Hmm.
and a lot of people have quite, that's why it ran out so quickly because so many people, was qualified for it. So, yeah, kudos.
Absolutely. And I don't know, they sometimes have available what they call fallout money,
Mm-hmm.
for money that was reserved that for some reason did not close. And I believe that might be gone right now too, but you had to kind of, it's not a lottery, but you had to kind of put your name on the list and wait and see if you got dibs on it, if you will. You had to kind of wait and play like Jeopardy. Lenders were
Mm-hmm.
fighting over that fallout money, but in the grand scheme of things, there's no pot of funding for it until next year, until we hear from the governor, when
Right.
it'll be replenished. So, but it is a great program. But okay, as we mentioned, there's none of the Florida Hometown Heroes money left, but the Florida Housing Finance Corporation, which the Florida Hometown Heroes is funded from, they do have other programs. So I just did a loan just the other day, for where a young lady got $10,000. So they do have a bond program where if you're eligible, you will receive $10,000. So yes, yes.
Do you
So
know the
yeah,
website? Do you know the website for that, Michelle?
for
The
Florida
The
Hometown,
Florida Housing Corporation.
you know what? I will look it up just really quick here. Let's see here. Florida Housing Finance Corporation. It will be let's see here, floridahousing.org. floridahousing.org.
Okay, Florida. Oh, okay.
And that is
Okay.
for Florida Housing Finance Corporation, the entity that has the Florida Hometown Heroes program, along with other programs too. So you can find what else they're offering, including the $10,000 mom program I just mentioned. So,
You said floridahousing.org, right?
yes.
All right, because I'm trying to post it in the chat. Okay. All right.
Awesome. So whether you're getting down payment assistance or, applying for a loan, you need to gather your documentation that you'll need. First and foremost, most programs, as I mentioned, you're going to need to take the class, the first time homebuyer class, followed by finding a lender, a preferred lender if they require. Some programs, the lender has to be signed up with them, and others do not. This just depends on the program, but in either case, you will have to gather your documentation to start the loan process. So pretty much here on this slide here, pretty self-explanatory. With any kind of credit product, we have to ID, verify who you are. So you will have to upload that first bullet there, a copy of the photo ID and your social security card. Okay. Income proof, 2 months of your pay stubs, basically. It says 1 month there, yeah, 1 to 2 months, the more the better. So let's say 2 months of your pay stubs for all the borrowers. And then tax returns are not necessarily needed unless you're self-employed. But if we do need to clarify further financial information, if you're not working for yourself, we could ask for those, especially if you have investment property or things of that nature. Financial statements, your depository accounts at your bank. So that would be any checking or any savings accounts, money markets, and definitely your retirement account. So your 401ks and your pension. So 2 months of that as well. So we can verify that information. Okay. That third item there, once you found your home with your realtor, you're going to provide a copy of the sales contract. So that's Viv's wheelhouse. She'll be signing that, and with along with the prospective buyer and the seller. So can you move that up a little bit there? Okay. All right. I think we have here. I don't know, Viv, if you can move that slide up a little bit.
No, I
Okay.
don't think. Yeah, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah.
No problem. I just had
Yeah.
a,
There you go.
oh, there we
Okay.
go. There we go. Okay. All right. And then that's just for refinances on the bottom there, which we're not kind of talking about today. We can kind of look at that at another podcast there. But pretty much, you're going to need, as mentioned in those first three categories, section one, your ID, your social security card, things that are pertinent to who you are, your proof of income, your W-2s. I didn't mention that. Your W-2s, 2 years worth of W-2s, your pay stubs, 2 months of those, and tax returns. Just keep those kind of handy. It's really important, guys, to provide all documentation in a timely fashion when requested, so it doesn't hold up the processing of your application. And if any additional financial documentation is needed along the way, we have where Viv is hovering. We definitely will ask for that and just be ready. I know sometimes it could be kind of intrusive, we need this, we need that. But as long as you know up front that we are going to ask for this information, you could be better prepared. So,
Okay.
exactly.
We talked about the Hometown Heroes program already.
Mm-hmm.
Have you spoken? Did you talk about the FHA
No,
loan
the
yet?
FHA, yeah, the FHA, now we're going to the types of loans here. We kind of pretty much covered uh, at a glance the down payment assistance program, just to kind of caveat in that don't get your head wrapped around too much of what kind of down payment assistance programs are available. That's for the lender to find out for you, because there's a plethora of down payment assistance programs. As I mentioned, the city, state, county, federal levels. There's 67 counties alone in the state of Florida. If the counties don't offer some type of down payment assistance programs, maybe the cities do, or last resort, of course, we've got at the state level, like the Florida Finance Housing Corporation that we just mentioned earlier. So after we find out, this is where you are, you've got your credit score is good, you've collected all your documents, your application looks good, we can give you a pre-approval. We're going to be looking at, but prior to the pre-approval, what are we going to pre-approve you for? What type of loan we're going to look at for you. So there's a FHA loan, there's a conventional loan, there's USDA loans. So we are going to find and look at what is best for you. There's conventional loans. So we're going to look and see what loan is going to be the best for you, especially keeping in mind what money you do have saved. So for a FHA loan, 3.5% is the typical down payment. I don't know if you go back to FHA, Viv, there. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, you had it right there. I'm sorry, that was there too. FHA, I think it was a bullet there.
Hmm.
Okay, yes, low down payment for FHA loan, 3.5%. So let's say, for example, a home in Florida for 300,000, 3.5%, that's 10,500. Okay. Then we want to keep in mind you can stay there on the FHA, we want to keep in mind the closing costs too. So not only do you pay the down payment, there's closing costs as well. And I just like to say, to keep it easy, just double whatever the down payment is required. So we said 10,500, right, for the down payment, another 3.5%, another 10,500. This is conservative, of course. So we're looking at $21,000 for just coming to the table for the down payment and the closing costs, which sounds like a huge number, right, guys?
I was just
21,000.
gonna tell you not to scare them so much, Michelle,
No,
because
skip. No,
go ahead.
but no,
Yeah, go ahead.
I know, but that's why we're here. So
Yeah.
let's say we already talked about, right? We already talked about $10,000 with Florida Housing Finance Corporation with the bond program. We talked about the Florida Hometown Heroes when the money becomes available, a $300,000 home, that's about $15,000, right? If they're eligible with Florida Hometown Heroes, right? So you're going to knock down that money. So let's say 21,000 is your closing cost and down payment, but we can get you half of that, right?
Mhm.
$11,000. And guess what? The other half, who can find the money for the other half, Viv? Come on
The
now.
seller,
Thank you.
the
You
seller
have
can help
seller
you with that. So don't
concessions.
be so scared and think,
Right.
wow, that's a lot of money. Trust me, I've seen people get into a house for $2,000, $3,000, the same amount of money you're paying for the first month rent in your apartment.
Exactly, exactly. So, yep, the seller concession. So Viv, our well-versed realtor, can obtain seller concessions for you or negotiate those for you. And so, like she said, you come to the table with paying very, very, very little. So didn't want to scare you with that big number, but the money is out there. Also, you could cut your closing costs, your total closing costs in half. You can move to the next slide, Viv. I think you had VA and USDA there. For our veterans out there, another type of loan is the VA loan, and that's 0% down. So you have no down payment there for our veterans out there, and then they would just have to pay the closing costs. So cutting that figure down as an example that we use, a $300,000 home with approximately 21,000 in closing costs and down payment, they're just paying the roughly $10,000, which they can get in seller concessions, right? So
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. You can
exactly.
get in. That's how you can get in for zero money down, guys. Zero money down.
Exactly. And then we see here there's no private mortgage insurance for a veteran's a VA loan and competitive interest rates there. So our veterans, have that flexibility. But guess what? If you're not a veteran, we do have a loan out there by the USDA. I think that's coming up next, which also is zero money down, and you don't have to be a veteran. What is a USDA loan? It is real estate that is zoned in a rural area, and you can find some really nice properties that are right in between, urban rural areas. So I live in Lake County. Lake County is not far from Orange County, 20, 30 minutes from Orlando, the big city, the big O, a lot of property, out here zoned USDA that we can look at to see if you qualify for that, which would save you half of that money and not pay any down payment and just the closing costs. So everyone would be eligible for that, or at least if you found a home zoned in a USDA area, and then we could see if you qualify with the USDA criteria. And that's for the lender to look at for you to see what's available. And then we have the conventional loan, which is very popular. A lot of people think, oh, I need 20% down payment. That is a myth. You could get into a conventional loan as little, well, you can see you could get into a loan as little as 3.5%, on the FHA loan, 0% down payment on the USDA loan and VA loan, conventional down payment as low as 3% for Home Ready and Home Possible, which are pretty much the first time home buyer programs. And if you're not ready or eligible for those two programs, the down payment just jumps a couple percent to like 5%. So a far cry from the 20%. So yeah, and then we've got, of course, you've got private mortgage insurance that is on the conventional loan. I think Viv kind of jumped from there, but the PMI, if you are paying, and I think this is where people get confused, if you are paying less than 20% down, you do have private mortgage insurance, but 20% or more, that is eliminated, but you do not need 20% down to get into a home. Okay.
Hear that, people? You don't need 20% down. Don't sit down there and wait. That's why we're doing this today. So you can get yourself ready and get yourself prepared.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have any questions in the chat at all,
I
Viv?
don't see any. Can I really buy a home with no money down? How does that even work for someone like me? You go ahead and talk, Michelle. I'll answer them in the chat.
Oh, okay. And we kind of did answer that a little bit, but yes, thank you, Viv, for reiterating that for our viewer. So we've got an example here. It's the same example that we spoke about earlier, a $300,000 home, right? Using the type FHA loan as an example at 3.5%. It's 10,500 down payment, right? Closing costs would be roughly another $10,000. So let's just for sake of math, let's say $20,000 for closing costs and down payment combined. If you get Hometown Heroes providing you $15,000, the difference of the 20,000, that's just 5,000 out of your pocket that you would have to bring to the table. So that would save you a considerable amount of money. And as Viv was saying earlier, we want to talk about this going into 2025 because it's easier, sounds like it's easier said than done, but only just needs a little preparation, right? So we're coming up on tax season. And so many of us are going to be getting back, three, four, $5,000. You could take that tax return money, put it, save it away to go toward a purchase of your brand new home, or maybe you need a couple of tax return seasons to kind of save in addition to what you can save on your own to realize this dream in conjunction with what can be saved and having less money coming out of your pocket with some of these great down payment assistance programs and using the great negotiation skills of a realtor like Viv and seller concessions. So
Yep, I get you plenty of that. Most of the time, majority of the time, I usually negotiate some money for you, so you barely have to take any money out of your pocket. They say that's interesting. How does that down payment assistance actually work? Do you have to pay it back?
yeah.
Or is it more like a grant? So go ahead and explain that to Michelle, that there's some of them that you don't have to pay back, and some of them you have to pay back. It just depends on which one you get. So go ahead and explain that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know when you joined the presentation here, but just to kind of share again, all down payment assistance programs are not created equal. So there are different programs, and it depends on, the guidelines and the criteria for that particular down payment assistance program. They're offered at the city level, the state level, the county level, and even in the federal level. So there's many, many, many different types out there. And with the different entities that offer down payment assistance, some are forgivable, some are deferred, and some repayable, deferred and repayable, and some are, grant money that can be free. And so it just depends upon where you're looking to buy your home. And once narrow down where you want to live, what city and what county it's in, then someone like me, a lender, can look and see what programs are available out there, what grants are available, what other down payment system programs are available that are either forgivable or repayable. For example, the city of Orlando has a down payment assistance program up to $45,000. And after 10 years, they will forgive that money. They will forgive that money. So that's just an example.
And then Michelle, I also heard that depending on your income bracket, the lower you are, I think I heard teaching a program that said there's some of them that's giving you up to Orange County is giving you up to $70,000 depending on your low if you're in the lower income part.
Right. Thank you for bringing that up. So the example I just gave was was Orlando, the city of Orlando's program. But Orange County has their down payment assistance, as Viv just said, is up to 70,000. And let me just look at this chart here real quick. I'm sorry, I don't think we have it on the slide there. But as Viv mentioned, they have income categories, very low, low, and moderate income, up to 70,000. So 70,000 is awarded to very low income participants, 40,000 for eligible borrowers, and for the moderate income, $10,000. Yeah. So that's a big, big difference, right? So very low, the county of Orange County, excuse me, is giving up to 70,000, and the low income category 40,000, and then moderate is 10,000. And you do have to be eligible. So the eligibility requirements is a plethora of things too. They're looking at certain credit scores. They're looking at also debt to income ratio. Sometimes they may want some skin in the game where you're bringing $500 to $1,000 to go toward closing costs, and which is the case here for the city of Orlando. But going back to I'm sorry, I hope I'm not confusing you guys, because there's the city of Orlando and then there's the Orange County. But Orange County, just to kind of start all over, Orange County is giving you the most out of the two entities, up to 70,000, but you have to be eligible. So you have to
Right.
be either very low, low, or moderate income. So if you're at the moderate income range, you're only going to be eligible for $10,000, not the 70,000. To give you an example of the very low, to get the full 70,000 or to be eligible for a household of, let's say, four, husband and wife, two kids, income cannot exceed 48,250 to be eligible for the 70,000 for the Orange County Down Payment Assistance Program. For a household of eight, the very low to be eligible for 70,000 cannot exceed 63,700. So you're not going to automatically just get a certain amount. Some of these programs may be up to, contingent on how many are in the household, your credit score, your debt to income ratio, and there may be some other, criteria contingent on that particular program. And if you want more information, I can definitely do a free consult one-on-one if you know the county or the city you're looking at residing in.
They're looking at this person here is looking in Orange County and they live in Ocoee, Florida, which is Orange County.
Awesome. So my suggestion would be to, if you don't have a lender already, I would be glad to assist. Just fill out an application. And then from there, we can look at the down payment assistance. For Orange County, since this is what we're talking about, step one for Orange County is what we just talked about earlier. Got to take the class. Got to take the class first. So this is the answer to the question of the viewer out there. We talked about Housing and Education Alliance. Viv does run that, or she's one of the She's one of the facilitators in there. And then number two is contact a lender to be pre-approved. And three is to find a home in your pre-approved amount. And then four, you have to submit an application to Orange County for the down payment assistance. So there's a few steps that you need to do. And I could, more than glad to.
And the lender help walk you through that, okay? So it's nothing that you need to be afraid of. The first thing you need to do is does the class cover everything you need to know about the buying process? Yes, it does. We teach you from start to finish. We hold your hand through it. So all you need to do is sign up for the class. And then once you sign up for the class, you get your certificate within a couple of days. And it's an 8 hours class. It's a HUD certified class. You get your certificate. Then that's when I tell you to go ahead and reach out to the lender. The lender is going to get you pre-qualified. And they're going to ask you for all the documents Michelle went over. And then they walk you through every step of the way. They'll let you know what kind of down payment you're qualified for. They'll let you know if there's stack of grants. They're going to let you know all of that.
Awesome.
Okay, so all right. So let me see what else slide we have else left over.
So that's
Michelle.
it. That's our BA right there. So that's, we kind of
Yeah.
talked about that. See what we have for next steps for buyers. And we've kind of talked about that as well. So some of those, we talked about the assistant programs, down payment assistant programs, work with an experienced real estate agent, as well as a lender. That's to get a pre-approved, right? And shop around for lenders. You can definitely do that. And now also you can shop around for real estate agents as well. Someone that you're comfortable with. And then I'm setting a realistic, budget. And that's something that, Viv, you probably go over in the first time homebuyer class, correct?
Yeah, we do.
And a
We do.
budget?
We do have them do a budget, and things like that. We go over from start to finish of how to buy a house and how to save for it and what you need to know. So yes, it's
Awesome.
everything. Yeah.
Awesome. And again, that universal, if you can't, connect with Viv, HUD.gov has a list of the home buyer classes offered throughout the nation. So HUD.gov, you can do that as well. And then when you finish that class, that home buyers class, the certificate is good for 2 years. So you have enough time, to play around with if because you do need that for pretty much all down payment assistance programs. They're going to want you to take the class from a HUD
Yeah.
approved vendor.
How they're asking, is there anything else I can do to add these programs to make it go smoother? Well, there's really nothing you can do until you actually take that class and then you meet with the lender and then the lender kind of help walk you through it. Okay, because the lender's got to help you find those grants and find those programs according to your income to debt ratio, according to your credit. And even if your credit is not good, inside the HEA program, the Home Education Alliance program, we do have a free credit report inside of that as well that Orange County does pay for you, so you can get your credit repair and you wouldn't have to pay anything out your pocket. So Orange County pays for the class. Is $50 per person, $100 per couple, and then they go ahead and take care of that for you and then also help you to get your credit repaired.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I believe too, Viv, if they could take that anywhere in the States, they could still take that because it's HUD approved, right?
Anywhere,
If it's not
anywhere
in
in the
Florida.
United States, anywhere in the 50 states, it's a HUD approved class, so they can use it in any state.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And there's a class, I think, that is self-paced as well, whether they're in Florida or outside of Florida, that's $100. So if they're
Right,
not able to
right.
make the class, that's the convenient factor of that too. If you guys didn't mind paying $100, then you could take that class. So definitely the money well spent. But there are free sessions as well. So, but that's just an option.
Yeah, but guys, I don't want you to wait. That's why I'm doing this in December so you can start getting yourself ready in order to prepare because it takes a while. So let's say your credit was not good. Okay, your credit was not good. Then what we could do is start once you finish, and the classes are done because I'm finished teaching my class last Friday. That's the last class.
Okay.
So the next class is going to be January 5th, 6th, and 7th. The next class is going to be, so if you want to get registered, go ahead and contact me. And I think I already put the link inside the chat. but go ahead and contact me at January 8th, 9th, and 10th, because the holiday is that week. So January 8th, 9th, and 10th, and the class starts at 6:30. It goes from 6:30 until 9 each night. You graduate and then you get your certificate. You're good to go. The class is very easy to take. I make it fun and exciting and engaging in order for you to take. If you know of anyone that needs to take it as well, please send them this link. Please share this information with them that you're able to take it. And it's this certificate, once you get it, it's good for 2 years. So it's not like said it's gonna run out real quickly, but 2 years goes fast.
It sure
So
does.
once you get your certificate, move on it. Don't wait, don't dally, see where you are, meet with the lender. Because right now real estate is an evolving world, it's changing and it's changed a lot. I talked to a lot of people, Michelle, and they said, when is a good time to buy a house? Anytime is a good time to buy a house. But 10 years ago or 5 years ago was a better time to buy a house, because now you have all that equity, like you were talking about. You have over 200 and something $1,000 equity inside your house. Same thing I have in my house. And you're able to do what you want to do with you, whether you want to go sell it and go get a different house. And people ask Michelle, when is a good time to buy a house? It's always a good time to buy a house for somebody. Not necessarily mean it's for you, but it could be a good time to buy a house for someone, because their rent keep going up. Not even $50. It used to go up $50 or $45. Now it's going up $100 and $200. So it's always a good time to buy a house, and this is the best time to buy a house. The interest rate is down low. Okay. And people are slowing down and looking, and the seller properties sitting on the market a lot longer. So therefore they're negotiating. I just got one of my first time home buyers on the contract last week. The seller giving them $8,000 in closing costs. So that's your closing cost right there. So all they need is to use a down payment assistant to get their down payment, and all they have to do is pay for their inspection and their escrow. That's it. So $2,600 or $2,500 can get them inside of a house for up to 300,000 or 350. So yeah, don't wait.
Absolutely, absolutely. There was a time when interest rates were in the double digits, so we're still seeing single digit interest rates, which I think is not bad at all.
No, it's not bad. Let me see. Thank you for all the information. I have good credit, but are the specific income limit for qualifying down payment? Do not disqualify yourself, please. Okay, don't disqualify yourself. A lot of people inside the class disqualify themselves. That's why I say take the class. Okay, learn how to buy a house, and then meet with the lender. Okay, that's how you're gonna know, because no matter what amount of money, I'm telling you, even doctors are qualified for Hometown Heroes program, and doctors make six figure digits. So why would you disqualify yourself? Do not disqualify yourself, because you never know what you get. There was two sisters that bought a house, and they were making quite a bit of money. But you know what? Orange County still was able to give them $10,000. It's $10,000 less out of your pocket. So do not disqualify yourself. Take the class, meet with the lender, and see what you qualify for. If you got $7,000, if you got $5,000, it's okay. And let's say you're not qualified for none of that, and you have your own money, maybe you can get some money from the seller. You just never know. Okay,
Absolutely.
Michelle.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, good feedback there, Viv. Yeah. Don't disqualify yourself. Go ahead and leave it to the professionals. And, as far as the down payment assistance program goes, as mentioned, there's multiple ones out there with different eligibility requirements, different income requirements. So we won't know until we have a complete application to see, what your total asset picture looks like, to see if there's a program out there available for you. And if not, as Viv said, there are the seller concessions that can be negotiated.
All right. Thank you guys for watching this. I'm gonna stop sharing the video, and then we can continue the conversation. If anyone have any more questions, Beverly, do you have any questions? Michelle, what should a buyer be doing when it comes next year? What's going on with interest rate? What's going on with it? Maybe we can let them know. Is it staying steady? Is it going to go up? It's going to go down? What's your thoughts on it?
It depends on who you ask and what report you read. Pretty much they're hovering around the 6th percentile range right now. So, it seems like the general consensus is that we're going to see it teeter-totter right where it has
Hmm.
been. There's not going to be any drastic decreases, like going back to the twos and the threes,
Mhm.
So, I will say, one could fare better with new construction because a lot of the builders have more room to negotiate that you may be able to get something in the fives.
But
Um,
but Michelle, keep in mind that I understand that builders are get something to five, but a lot of these down payment assistance are not qualified for builder's price. So
That was
um
my
I I
question.
try not to talk builder's price because
Mhm.
right now with my home buyers class, they're qualified for about 350. We're Orange County, say you're qualified for around 350. Most of the time, you cannot find a house at 350 in Central Florida, a brand new construction house. So then we got to go look for resale house that we got to deal with Mr. Resale Seller, and then Mr. Resale Seller might give you enough closing costs or something to be able to buy your rates back down. If that's
right,
what you're looking for.
right, exactly, and that's the other
So,
option too. If you can use some of your seller concessions to buy the rate down. Yeah.
so are these programs available on new homes?
Yeah. Not the down payment. You can't use a down payment assistant for
Mm.
if it's, let's say it's a D.R. Horton or it's a Taylor
Mhm.
Morris. You can't use a down payment assistant on those. But if it's a single built house and it's on a land and it's on a lot, let's say you went to Kissimmee or you went to Leesburg and somebody's building a lot and it's a single builder and it's a small builder, yes, you can use a down payment assistant on new homes
Mhm.
like that.
On the small,
Not on the
with the smaller
general
builders,
builders.
Not on the general builders because they won't
Mm.
wait on it.
the mom and pop builders.
Right, the mom and pop builder, because the
Mhm.
general builders, the bigger builders, they want their money
The
up
money
front. They
right
want they
away.
want your deposit. They want your large deposit, whether it's the
Mhm.
$5,000. They want all of that up front. With the mom and pop, like Michelle is talking about, those people will actually wait on the money. So yeah, let's say
Mhm.
they said it's 3% down or 3% of the purchase price. They will accept that $3,000 for escrow. They will accept that $2,000 for escrow when the
Mhm.
bigger mom and pop won't.
But the general builders to give you some amount of closing costs.
They
They give
will.
you builder
Yes.
incentives, yeah, and
Mhm.
usually the
Yeah.
builder incentives are more
With
favorable
incentives.
than what you can get, with the
Some buy down the interest rate and they give you closing costs. And if they have inventory homes, they will cut the price,
Yeah,
like
they're doing that.
10,000 or so,
Are a lot.
15,000 cut the price.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're cutting the
Especially
price.
year end now, if you want a brand new house and you know you have your money, it's a good time to go because they're giving you the incentive and they're cutting the price and they buy down the interest rate most of
Mhm.
the time.
Someone is asking, yeah, you're right. I'm feeling a bit unsure about buying with the way the market is right now.
Mhm.
What's your take on it? I'm going to give you my take and I'm going to have everyone else give you their take. My take is it's the right time to buy a house because I'm telling you, if you wait until next year when tax times comes and multiple offer start hitting the market, you're going to overpay for that house and you're going to be sorry. So now is the time to be buying. Now is the time to be jumping inside the market. A lot of time people don't know. I was talking to teachers and stuff like that, and they were telling me, why would somebody want to buy a house now? I said, because if you don't buy a house now, I guarantee you next year the price is not going to be the same this
Mhm.
year as it is next year. So you better buy it now. Okay. And let's say you were talking about interest rate. The interest rate is too high. I said, date the interest rate and marry the house because you can
Mhm.
always go back and refinance and bring that
Finance.
interest rate down when the interest rate goes down. So don't feel uneasy, okay, and don't feel unsure. This is the right time to buy a house. And trust me, I've been in real estate now 17 years, and I know when it's the right time to buy a house. When I got into real estate, when it was 2008, it was not the right time to buy a house because it was just so much short sale. And a few years ago, when there was multiple offer for me, it was not the right time to buy a house because everyone overpaid for their house, and right now they're sorry because their house is upside down. What's your
Yeah.
take, Michelle?
No, the same. You said it aptly well. Yeah, date the rate and date the rate, don't marry the rate. I don't know who coined that, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
very, 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 very smart. But yeah, I mean, that's what happened when we saw those anomaly rates when they were down to 2 and 3%. A lot of folks had, refinanced. That was their third and fourth time. When I
Mm-hmm.
bought my first house in 2000, I believe it was like 8 or 9%. I refinanced it at 6 and then refinanced it again at 5. And so when people saw the rates even go further down, at 3 and at 2. So yes,
Yeah.
when the rates go down, you just want to look, and then that's your time to refinance. So don't worry about, rates going down, you could refinance, but if rates go up, you may be out of luck, outpriced yourself for even getting into a home.
Yeah, when I got into my home, it was 7%. Now I'm paying 2%.
Mhm. And
You
I
know,
agree wholeheartedly that this is a time to buy. This is a buyer's market. Next
yeah.
year, it might be a seller's market and you'll
Yeah, it's
have
going to change. It
problems.
never, real estate is
So
unstable, so it's never
this,
the same, but you got to buy when
exactly,
it's the
this
right
is a
time, and this is
buyer's
the right
market
time to
now.
buy.
This is the best time for
Yeah,
you to
the
jump
best time
in.
to be buying. Okay.
Mhm.
And
So you
people
can pick
are not
things
jumping
and
in the market
refuse.
because they don't understand, because they don't sit in the
Yes.
market and study the market like we
Mhm.
do, because they're outside. So they're thinking, oh, the market is terrible. No, the market is great
The
for a
market
buyer
is
right now.
good.
You can
Yeah.
get pretty much anything you want. You
Yeah.
can ask for a washer and a dryer. You can
Mm-hmm.
ask for the lawnmower in the garage. You can ask
Mm-hmm.
for,
Down
whatever. You can
payment
ask for the furniture.
assistance. You
You can
can
ask for the furniture inside the house.
ask for,
Anything you can ask for now and you get it.
yeah,
Trust me,
and you get it.
when multiple offer, no lie, I got someone under contract and the house was falling apart, and I said to the seller, no, my buyer's not going to buy this house. He says, yeah, when it was multiple offer, I didn't get a home inspection. You know what? His house is molded. The air conditioning is leaking. And I
Mm.
said, and because of multiple offer, you didn't get a home inspection. No, do not skip your home inspection. Walk away from the house. I'm just gonna let you guys know I am real, and I'm truth. I tell the truth. I'm speaking it as it is, because I've been in it long enough now, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and tell you, oh yeah, it's time to buy a house. Trust me, the time that there was multiple offer, I'm gonna tell you I had no money. Because I told my buyers, do not buy in a multiple offer situation, because and if they did and they were desperate to buy, I said, do not go no more than 5,000 over the asking price. I know people went 50, 60, 70,000 over the asking price. Now their house is upside down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to tell you the truth and tell you, don't buy when the market is bad. Right now the market is good. Jump into the market. Take that home buyers class. Don't let it get
And
away. Orange
some of,
County only started that free class when there was COVID. Don't think that it's always going to be there. Okay, they might eventually take that away. They only started because it was COVID.
Mm.
and
You
if
know,
during the seller's market too, they're asking you to forego the inspection, which you
yeah,
should never do. Because sometimes there are hidden things in the house that you don't see. And if
yeah.
you forego the inspection, it's all on you when you find that. It's all on
It's
you.
you're buying something that you don't know. You're buying,
Exactly.
it's almost like you're buying something sight
Exactly.
unseen. So
Because
get
Absolutely.
a
it may look
reputable
pretty and
licensed home
nice,
inspector to inspect your home.
but you don't know where to look. But the inspectors know where to look to find the problem if there is one.
Thank you for answering. So what would you recommend for a first time home buyer like me? A new house or a pre-owned house? It just depends on what you can get. Depends on your price point. If your price point is around $400,000, then you can go ahead and get a new house. Because what will happen is you will get a home warranty with it, you get closing costs with it. But there's a lot of people that's first time home buyers cannot afford that brand new house because
Mhm.
it's too expensive. So that's when you got to buy a resale home. So for me, if you can go new, you go new. It depends on what you qualify for. That's why I say
Mhm.
you got to meet with a lender first, so the lender can tell you what you qualify for. Because if you qualify for a new house, I'm going to go sell you a new house, okay?
Mhm.
Because it's better to buy a new house, but that don't mean you qualify for it.
Mhm.
Okay, you might only
Yeah.
qualify for 350 when a new house is 400,000. So you got to get what you qualify right now, and think about that house that you're buying. So let's say it's 350, and you decide you want to go buy a new house 2 years from now. You can sell that money back on that house, and majority of the time, most of the time, you're going to have some equity inside that house. So let's say it was a grant that you had to pay back. And let's say you borrowed a $10,000 grant, you can pay $10,000 out of that money, and the rest
Mhm.
of the money you can take it to go put on your new house and buy a new house, and you don't need any grant money. And
And
now you
most
got
of
your
the
down
time
payment from the
too,
equity inside your house.
sometimes the new house is not even better than the existing
It's
homes.
not,
It,
but sometimes some
yeah,
people
but
want to
some
buy it, and
people
it's
just
okay.
like the new
You know,
homes.
yeah, it's okay. We're not knocking a new
Yeah.
home. you know, because, you know, if you can get a new home, get a new home, but can you qualify for it? You know, it's what you can qualify for, because right
Yeah.
now, remember at the beginning of the stage, Michelle was telling you about buying, how much money you were paying. If you were paying $1,800, by the time you turn around, you were paying $244,000 within 6 years. You know, so yeah, you're throwing your money away. I have an example where I was dealing with a friend of mine. They moved down and they were renting for, I think it was $1,800. He went to his accountant after 5 years and he says, "Are you renting or buying?" He says, I'm renting." He said, "Do you realize you pay that landlord $85,000?" He was shocked.
Yeah, when you do the numbers like that and see it, it really is an eye opener. It really is. So, I mean, it's kind of like that compounding effect, right? When you put a little
Yep.
bit of money away, it grows. Same thing, you know, you pay rent, you know, it's gone, and after so many years, it's just an unfathomable amount.
Was
It's
in
just
somebody
crazy.
else's pocket, not yours.
No, exactly.
Yep.
What I was going to add to Viv to the commentary here, the last viewer is that, and if you're open to live outside of the congested of the more urban counties, you can save some money. So here in Florida, I mean, if you didn't, Orange County is a very expensive county, right? But if you're open to move out to Claremont or Davenport or you know,
Claremont is
someplace
very
in
expensive.
St. Cloud, or
Inverness,
it's going to be less.
Inverness, Davenport,
It's going to
yeah,
be
Leesburg, you
it's
know,
going
those
to be
areas.
it's going to be less expensive than Orange County. If you are open to commuting, you know, you can get more bang for your buck. But I know some people have to live, you know, where they have to live. But if you're open to it and you can, you know, you may work remote, or you don't mind commuting, you can probably get shaved several $1,000s off a price of a home.
Right. And if you're looking for a new home, if you move outside Central Florida, you can get a new home for around 350. And a nice new home too at that for around
Yeah.
350. I had somebody that move out of one area, and she moved, and she, no lie, she got this 4 bedroom, I think it was 3 bath house for like 360 something $1,000. Nice house, I'm telling you. Nice big 1900 square foot house with 2 car garage and nice size lot. So if you move outside the area, yes, you can get that. You know, you can get whatever you're looking for. But when we live inside a congested area of in the area where, you know, you can walk to the store or something like that, it costs you more, you know, compared to just living outside. But great conversation. We had quite a few people that was watching on Zoom. And then guys, great questions. If you have any more questions, we will be watching the chat. You know, we will still reach out and answer. If you want to leave your information, you know, you want to contact us, you know, go ahead. Let me go ahead and share out my screen where Michelle information is there. Michelle information is there where you can reach out if you wanted to. There's Michelle information. Let me see if I can minus that, lower that. Okay, there's Michelle information right there where you can reach back out to her and ask her any question that you have. You can text her. She'd be happy to answer any question that you have. Guys, we will walk you through every step of the way. I've been teaching this home buyers class for way over 10 years. You know, I've been sitting in the market. I watch the market. I get people. Most people that I get into houses are usually about, you know, about average of about $2,600, you know, sometimes even $1,500. Get them inside of a house, and that's what they pay out of their pocket, because what happened is we help them to find a down payment, we help them to find the closing costs, and then we also negotiate closing costs for the sell from the seller as well. So therefore, you don't have to take that much money out of your pocket. And don't forget, guys, when you deal with your realtor, deal with your lender, whatever, make sure you get a home warranty to protect yourself, just in case there's something, you know, happen, something goes wrong with the house after you buy it. You know, the hot water heater is busted, the AC is not working, or something like that. Protect yourself, and remember, a licensed you know, agent is really good. Okay, so we're here to answer any question that you may have. Leave your information in the chat if you want us to contact you. If not, you can go ahead and text us and contact us. We'd be happy to reach out to you. Okay. Any last word, Michelle and Beverly?
Last word, just if you're just coming in or you tuned in late, if I could just give you 3 takeaways. Take that home buyer class, guys. You know, HUD.gov. You can have a list of classes there. Know your credit score. And you can get a free copy of your credit bureau at annualcreditreport.com.
Yeah,
Annualcreditreport.com. Know your
I'll
credit
put that in the
score.
chat for you.
Okay.
Okay.
The
All
credit
I'll
right.
put it
report
in.
that
And then
com.
3, start savings. just for the closing costs and the down payment expenses. Those are the three that I takeaways that you could just start there. You'll be on your way. More information, or if you want to just kind of dwell with this a little bit more, please feel free to contact me.
Yes, I will put in the
And
annualcreditreport.com inside the chat for you guys. And then I'll also put some other links and stuff like that inside the chat. So you can always come back to this. We plan on doing this once a month, coming doing different topics. So, eventually you'll learn all the different topics about whether it's how to buy insurance for the house. I'm talking about flood insurance. We're talking about homestead, which means when you purchase a home, saving up to $50,000 off the price of the home, and then you pay taxes on the other 200,000. So we got a lot of information. So we're going to be broadcasting live once a month. Okay. And then we'll do other little videos in between. But we're so happy. Remember to like this video, share it if you find it useful, and comment on it. We look forward to connecting with you real soon. Beverly, last thing.
yeah, and if you're planning on buying a house, get yourself educated. Go to the class. The class will get you ready. That's my last word. First time home buyers class, that is.
All right, guys. We at 7:02. We did it. It's the last of the year. I'm so excited. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and everything else in between. To everyone, we look forward to continue this great conversation next year. I can't wait. Next year, we got a lot going on next year. I'm excited about next year, 2025. I'm gonna claim it and say 2025 is my year. I'm gonna call it and says I'm gonna be debt free. I'm not gonna be worried about anything because I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna close a lot of doors, and I'm gonna help people get into homes and hand them their keys. That is
Amen.
my goal, to hand them their keys.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds great.
All righty. Thank you guys for listening. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. I'll put everything in the chat for you.
Merry Christmas.
And a happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Take care.
New
It's good to
Year
see you
too.
guys the last of the year.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Take care. Talk soon, okay?
God bless.
Bye-bye.